Hey guys, we've got the final area of Dark Visions number 9. I'm going to go in with my best possible team first, and we'll see about doing budget runs later in the week, maybe later today, we're going to see. But let's try this first. My best team. We're not sure how much they buffed it, if at all. So we're going to be going with a Thunder team on the Cat. It's weak to Thunder or Earth. It's also a Beast. So we're going to be using Lauren. She's going to be our Imbue, our attack buff, our break, etc. And she's going to chain AR on the first turn. The whole team has 30 or better wind and water resist. Her shift form is naked because we're not really using it for any kind of DPS. Zahn is the provoker, with provoking, buff spreading, etc. Tifa, base form doesn't matter, but she is using Call of the Wild and Mood Maker, so she can get her LB a little bit easier. Shift form, we've got the classic setup. 30 wind and earth, 30 wind and water resist, some LB damage, some beast killing. We've got 255 LB, 275 beast, and high attack power. Riku is going to buff resist on turn 1 from Leviathan. Other than that, he's going to be a chainer on turn 2. He's not going to break or anything. He's a 140 beast and decent attack power. Lastwell, same thing. He's going to buff resist from Tetra, and he is got some chaining beast killing, 105. And then Sid, naked, he's going to be doing the jump for the buff. Alright, so we're going to chain AR on turn 1 with with Lauren and Zahn, and then we're going to use Zahn to spread on turn 2. So to start off, Sid's going to go ahead and Beast Spindle. Lastwell will bar Aroga. Riku will bar Wardiga. Tifa will shift, and we're just going to use... we're going to actually hit Meteor Strike or Meteor Crusher twice, and then her Magnus. So we can get some crystal drops. So we actually do need her to get like 1 or 2 crystals from drops to fill her LB, which should be fine because we're about to chain AR. So we're going to AR twice with Zahn, and then we're going to AR twice with Lauren, and then we're going to use Shield Crusher. Wait for this to finish. Alright, Tifa's good. She'll regenerate the rest. And there is the chain count score, because we're not going to chain to 100 on the next turn. And we're going for a turn 2 clear. So here is the water and wind attacks. We're obviously immune. Sid's going to go ahead and drop. Lauren's going to now shift. We're going to use Bright Storm Flash for that big Thunder and Peril. And then we're going to use Thunder Imbue and Supernova Blade Dance. Actually, we can't steal the attack buff from Lauren. Zahn's busy. Oh well, we're not going to spread the attack buff. So we're going to Elemental, Lauren, we're going to Critical, Sid, and then we're going to spread all this. It shouldn't matter. Zahn is using Fenris Synergy, which is like pretty much always on him in Dark Visions, to automatically have a 200% attack buff. So we do have a 200% attack buff, which is that's just always there pretty much. Anyway, so Riku will now chain along with Lastwell, and we're going to cap on turn 2. And this should be a damage cap, unless they buff the early bosses. We don't know yet. We're about to find out, though. Alright. Let's chain these. Oh, Tifa did 1.9. But the 2 chainers should have done the rest, so we should be good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, that should be a perfect on the physical boss. Yes, Tifa did 1.9, the rest of the chainers did the rest. It wasn't like a super overkill, but it was a pretty straightforward turn 2 clear. Alright, let's jump to the magical boss, which should be easy with Terra. Let me adjust the team, and we'll see you in a second. Alright guys, just like before, even though this is a final boss, it doesn't matter if you own Terra. Every single mage fight in Dark Visions until the final boss is basically a joke. So Terra, base form is using an amplify item. Other than that, it's a little bit of LB fill. Shift form is just the classic Terra setup. This is pretty close to her best in slot, so this is a really powerful Terra. And we're going for a turn 1 clear. We've got 270 LB, 270 Esper damage, 300 Evo damage, and 205 LB base form, or baseline. And the rest of the team is pretty much naked. Vaughn is naked, Idel is naked, Yoshi is naked, and then Elena and Vaughn are just using fire weapons for the AR build, the AR chaining. Alright. And again, if you need a budget run, I will be going back for budget clears at some point. This is not budget, obviously. So, Yoshi is going to 150 LB buff. Adele is going to just Madam's Encouragement on Terra. Vaughn's going to LB. Zahn is going to just triple AR. With Elena. Whoops. And Terra's going to shift and cap that chain, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Wait for Vaughn to finish. Alright, send Terra, wait 1, 2, send the AR chainers. And there should have been a 2.14 from just Terra on turn 1. Same as every other mage fight. If you got Terra, you've got an automatic win. Yep, no problem. If you don't have Terra, well, I'll be figuring that out later. For now, we're going to see how much they buffed Dark Golem, if at all. They probably did. The question is how much. We're about to find that out. Alright, let's try Golem. See you in a minute. Alright guys, I just capped Golem after a lot of adjustments, so I'm editing in the team after the fact, and then you'll see the actual clear. This is the team we used. They buffed Golem pretty heavily, it seems, and I had to even UOC some units to get some more STMRs to do this. But that's the reason I save my UOCs, is for this kind of situation. Anyway, we did a fire team, and this is the team we use. Let me try to go over everyone specifically. Terra and the base form is the whole team on the base forms have 60% or better to water and holy resist. And her base form has Calamity Border. She's our turn 1 buffer, a little bit of autofill. Her shift form was the primary DPS. Her shift form has 30 or better to water and light. We did 70% buffs on turn 2. Turn 1 we only did 40% buffs. But we've got 30% or better on the DPS form, and she's got a pretty best-in-slot Terra build. You know, all the evocation stuff, etc. She's got 270 Esper damage, 300 Evo damage, and 205 LB damage, and basically 5,000 attack, or magic. Eileen in the base form is, she did her Magnus on turn 1 to fill the team, then she did Killers, and she did her LB. Base form has 60 or better to water and light. Shift form, we've got her LB damage and demon killing. And now Terra is not status immune. The rest of the team is immune in the shift forms to paralyze, confusion and petrify, because the boss does a random provoke ignoring attack. Yeah, so her shift form is built for LB damage. She LBs on the kill turn. She's got 225 stone, 255 LB damage, and 3700 attack with a two-handed axe for good variance. Tifa, base form, is using dual cast Dispelga. She's also got the Craftsman's Secret Book, that's for Fire Imbue, and 60 or better Water and Light. Shift form, she is a Capper with Stone Killing and LB damage. We've got, and then 30 or better Water and Light. We've got 275 stone, 260 LB. Like, this team is really well geared, and it was required to cap. Golem was thick. Zahn, base form, he has 180 to water and light because we're not dispelling him. He's going to hide to steal the imbue. You'll see how I do it when we get in here. He's also not the provoker. He's geared for damage. I mean, once again, every spec counts. So he is dual wielding, 3,000 attack, and he's got 25 stone killer. Don't laugh. It was probably the tipping point. Secret Freedom Vaughn, he is geared for full evasion, passive provoke. And he's geared for damage as well. You know, every little bit helps. And he's got 60 or better to water and light because he can't shift. And then he's got no killers, whatever. Edgar, base form, we gave him the Brumal Cores. That gives him a 10% fire amplify, which boosts his damage by basically 10%, which is a pretty big deal. Other than that, we gave him Call of the Wild, so he can LB on turn 1 with Eileen's Magnus. And then shift form, he is pretty close to best in slot. I even UOC'd Furion to get this STMR to push me over the edge. I was at 2.14, or 1 or something. I was really close. And then I UOC'd Fury, and that pushed me over the edge. In his shift form, because he's going to be shifting on turn 1, he needs 60 water and light in the shift form, so we can get by with only Calamity Border in the shift form. And then he's got double spears for the Imperil synergy, and a lot of jump, a lot of attack power. 4,000 attack, 750 jump, and 300 Stone Killer. Like, he's geared really well. And then there's Terra. Okay. So, oh yeah, and Eileen is on Leviathan for 70 water resist, and Vaughn is on Alexander for 70 light resist. We do that on turn 2. And Vaughn does the Jade Parry for the autocast and Mirage for turn 3. We actually didn't need that because it's random what attack the boss does on turn 3. Sometimes it's an accuracy attack. In the kill turn, in the kill attempt, he didn't use the accuracy attack, but sometimes he will. And also remember, he does the provoke, ignoring, confuse, or paralyze, or confuse or petrify attack. Terra was not immune to either of those. If Terra had been chosen, and she was on some attempts, I just retreated and tried again. But I did not want to nerf Terra's damage by lowering her DPS to put on status immunity. Anyway, enjoy the kill attempt. Hey guys, I'm at 29.4 on Golem. I just UOC'd Wild Rose Furion for his STMR. We're going to see if that pushes me over the edge. I'm working this out. They buffed this guy a lot, but I'm still really close. Tifa is going to Furnace Flames on turn 1. Eileen is going to Magnus on turn 1. Sorry for being a little bit quick. I've been just working this out. Edgar's going to shift and use his shifted LB on turn 1, which is, he can do that because of Eileen. Terra is going to Calamity Border, and Vaughn is going to Jade Parry. That's going to do Resist and Mirage. Mirage is for later. And then Mastermind Zon is going to double up. We're going to Survival on Tifa and Elemental on Tifa. The reason Jade Parry is important is an auto-casted Mirage. We're going to need it on turn 3, possibly. It's an RNG attack the boss does, and he might do an accuracy attack, so we need Mirage on turn 3. So by doing Jade Parry in 1, it'll be ready on 3. Alright, Edgar is going to go ahead and Figaro jump here. Zon is going to stealth. We're about to dispel our team, and we don't want to dispel that Fire Imbue we already stole on him. Tifa is going to... Tifa is going to dual cast something and then dispel. Don't cast dispel twice, because you don't want to remove the Spear in peril. So let's retarget our team. Perfect. Now Vaughn is going to 70 light resist. Tifa is going to 70 water resist. And Terra is going to summon Madeline for the LB field. We're getting every speck of damage possible here. And Terra's LB was again filled by Eileen. Eileen's kind of important for this strategy. Alright, so the boss is going to use an attack next turn. It's Rent. He's using... I'm not sure. That's strange. Well, whatever. We're going to keep going. I'm not entirely sure the boss's attack pattern. Awaken Fighting. Eileen is going to shift. That was Tifa's Magnus. So we're going to shift Eileen here. And we're going to do Pile Plus, Solid Breaker, and Custom Drill. Terra's going to shift. And do Transburst and Double Release. Vaughn is going to limit for the 130 in peril and 85 breaks. And then Mastermind Zon will Reflector. We're going to critical on Eileen, we're going to critical on Terra, and we're going to spread the buffs. And those do get spread to Edgar in the air. Okay. Let's go for a kill. See if this STMR helped. So we're going to LB the whole front row. Zon is going to double up on AR, while Vaughn will AR as well. And let's see. Did the 10 UOCs push me over the edge? Wait for the chain to build. Send the finishers. Alright. Got it. 10 UOCs, but It's worth it. It was worth it. Okay, so, and then I have Fury and STMR for all future Dark Visions as well. Whew. Headache. Rank 1 again. Alright, let me go ahead and record my intro as we get, I show you how I did that. Good luck to the rest of you.